chicos, welcome back. This is part 2 of today's show with no name here on Vaughn Radio. Thank you so much for joining us today and every day. And don't forget to stay tuned. We've got tons of amazing programs all day. Insomnia? Don't worry. Don't worry. You can learn English with us. Even when we're surrounded by people sometimes. Don't worry. To accompany you through your day, evening, or night. And for confiding, confiar. Thank you for confiding in us. Remember, you've got master's program, group classes, Disney Vaughn English, and you've got some killer believables that you won't find anywhere else. I mean, full collection for €5. Tu profesor en casa, €10 and 45 cents. You want to talk about a All right, here's what I want from you. Pop quiz. The first one, ser capaz de. Ser capaz de. I want you to use this structure just to see if you're eres capaz de usarlo. Okay, so the first one that we heard, this is coming from Gramática Fácil en Inglés. And we looked at the word yesterday when we were looking at those biblical terms. Remember the brothers Cain and Okay, well, ahí tenemos un homófono. All right, so use it how you would use it, ¿no? Úsalo en una forma que, pues, lo usarías tú en la normal. No soy capaz de. Soy capaz. Nunca he sido capaz de. Hey, be creative. The more creative you are, the more you're taking a little bit of a risk and leaving your comfort zone, and the more I can help. When my students say, oh, no, me he metido, I'm like, sí, métete, yo te ayudo a salir. Yeah, right? That's the idea. That's it. When you have me with you, take those risks, ¿no? Esos riesgos. So the first one, use ser capaz. Nunca he sido capaz. Use it however you would actually use it. Piensa en la última que sea. And then use that example, and we'll see if you're using it correctly in English. We were also talking about law. Vamos a decir esta palabra, law. Because people say low. It's not low. Low is low, my voice. Deep, low. Law. Oh, awesome. Ah, law. That's the sound. Ah. Like when you see a little cat. Ah, no es tan largo. Law. No es pero te lo doy para que sepas. Ese law. My brother-in-law. No sabes brother-in-law. Right? My sister-in-law. No, law. Okay? So we looked at law. We looked at lawyers, right? We looked that is lawyer or an attorney. Is tecnicismo, okay? A technicality, right? Pero yo me refiero como a un vacío legal, ¿no? Un técnico, bueno, se supone no puedes, pero siempre que, right? Companies, corporations are great at exploiting these. Right or wrong, there's a perfect example, right? Las empresas son expertos en controlar o manejar los vacíos legales, okay? It says here, I've heard right? A technicality. Vacío legal would be the one, same thing though, but it's a legal term that refers to laws. Y si no aprendes nada de esta sección hoy, que sea cómo pronunciar la palabra law, because I've heard it mispronounced millions of times I've heard lo, and it's aw, law. He's a lawyer. He studied law. Okay. And the last one, vamos a usar esta estructura. Nunca ha habido. It's a difficult structure for us when we're Spanish. So let's see if you can master it in English. Okay. Nunca autovía. Okay. Ah, yeah, a dream come true, wouldn't it? I know here in Madrid at 6:30 a.m. there's I'm going to the gym and I live by the M40. No te estoy hablando ni de la M30, okay? Estoy hablando de la M40. About, I don't live in the center of Madrid and already traffic bumper to bumper. Están pegados los moving little by little. Sure, of course, people are bitter. And they're like, I hate life. Who am I going to kill? To start your day on the right foot. Is your challenge here. You've got 3, as always, in your pop quiz. This is coming from Gramática Fácil. If you want to review or your grammar, that go over these basics that you need to master these basic structures. Okay. Second one is Laguna that too. Laguna jurídica, tecnicismo, vacío legal. Okay. And then the last one, en esa challenges in today's pop quiz. And good luck. Good luck. We'll see how you guys do. Also, I'm going to give you the Say What sound. Give it to you twice now because the people on the video, thankfully, menos mal, no afecta el audio aquí. El audio. Thank you, Rodecaster 2 Pro. Thank you for always recording the audio perfectly. But sometimes, due to unforeseen circumstances, internet or YouTube not working correctly, sometimes on the video, on the live stream, the people who tune in there, sometimes, it gets cut off. There is absolutely nothing I can do about it that I haven't done already. So sorry. And I guess you'll just have to listen to the show because right now I just did the internet test and I'm getting 300 megabytes upload, 300 megabytes download. So that is a powerful internet connection. Not my internet connection. I don't who are having the live stream on YouTube. Now done. I already did some troubleshooting. I unplugged all my cable. If it's too much, you'll have to listen to the show when it's on. Do more, but I can't. Looking at it, 400 over here. So maybe it's due to the rain. That happens sometimes too. In Madrid, as you guys know, it can be quite rainy. And when it is rainy, a day like today where it's raining, I could call my internet company, but then I couldn't do the show. So you get what I'm saying? I'm kind of right now, I've got to be in front of this microphone and do the show. I've done everything I can to work that out. Okay, so bear with me, or again, you can just tune in later and hear the show perfectly. Thank you, Rodecaster Pro 2. Que es mi mesa de mezcla. Never else. Right, so here we go, folks. I'm going to play it for you twice. This way you get an extra.
You and Sylvia. Sylvia's pregnant. And she told Willie, and Lord knows who else, that you're the father.
All right, one more time.
Willie been talking.
About what?
About you and Sylvia. Mrs. Olson listened in on a telephone call, and she knows that Sylvia's pregnant. And she told Willie, and Lord knows who else, that you're...
Hey, Damian, what's crack-a-lackin', buddy?
Hey, Alberto, I was planning to do some sports this week. What about playing baseball?
Ooh, baseball. I love it. But I'm not sure yet. Can we touch base next week?
Touch base. Estamos en contacto, ¿no? Hablamos en algún momento. Yeah, okay. Let's touch base. Okay, what about basketball? Do you want to play basketball?
Oh, man, I love basketball. It's one of my favorite sports. But I don't know if I can this weekend because I've already got plans. Oh, man, that's the way the ball bounces.
That's the way the ball bounces. Así están las cosas, ¿no? Así bota la pelota. Así bota la pelota. That's the way the ball bounces. I love that expression. Okay, what about tennis? Do you want to play tennis?
Well, I love tennis, but I'm not really a good player. If you don't mind playing with a novice, the ball's in your court, buddy.
La bola está en mi campo, ¿eh? La pelota está en mi tejado. All right. Do you want to play some soccer?
Sure, I'd love to play some soccer or football, as you call it. What time do we kick off?
Perfect. We're kicking off at 9. Are you available?
Sure, but I might have to play some golf before with some friends. It's par for the
course, es lo normal, ¿no? Normalito, lo que se hace.
Yeah, but right now I'm behind the 8 ball.
I'm behind the 8 ball. Estás detrás de la bola 8, como que llevas las de perder.
Yeah, wow, a lot of idiomatic expressions here.
Muy buenas expresiones. Así de gusto aprender inglés con un profe como Alberto y un poquito de creatividad. Tienes This Book is the Shit. El mejor libro para aprender inglés que te has echado a la cara y vas a disfrutar mogollón de dibujos para que lo aprendas todo fácil, con conexiones lógicas y divertidas. Es la manera más sencilla y más divertida de aprender inglés. No.
Such a good sport. Te enrollas. At
Vaughantienda.com.
It's the shit. That's right, folks. This book is the shit. Gramática Fácil, the one we're looking at today, and awesome deals. You can get a for 18 euros and 85 cents. El curso de inglés definitivo business. In fact, let me share this with you here in the group chat. And quick question for those of you in the live stream, okay? Here's the question. Is the video breaking up? The video and the audio? What I need to know is it just the audio? Or is it the video and the audio? Because if it's the video and the audio, there's nothing I can do. If it's the audio, I can try connecting all my cables again. But if it's both, I have to talk to Odos, and right now I can't do that. Again, but if I look at the test de velocidad here, it's telling me I've got a huge internet connection. So again, it could be debido a, it could be due to the rain. It's quite rainy and windy in Madrid, and we all know With all the technology we have, we can't figure out a way to make internet work when the weather's bad. Wow. We can go to the moon. We can, we can create machines that are smarter, lo digo en air quotes, smarter than people. But if it rains, you're screwed. All right, let's go on over here to our comments. We've got Elena checking in. Hello, Elena. Welcome aboard. Have you with us to rock. Let's see. K Roller Girl. She says, I want to be able to speak Japanese fluently one day. Oh, man. Yeah. What a beautiful culture. Speaking of our question of the week next week, what a beautiful culture. What an amazing place. Oh, I had a lot of fun reading up on Japan before we went. And in fact, we haven't taken many trips this year. Do you know why? We don't have money. No, and we're saving up. Estamos ahorrando para un gran viaje a Japón. Because, you can go to Canarias for a week and spend, without leaving Spain, Spain, not just the peninsula, but the islands, you can spend a couple grand. Grand is miles, right? Grand. We decided this year to kind of just save up and see if maybe, hopefully this year or the following year, we'll take the whole family. Because when we went to Japan, the first time, my wife and I did not have any kids yet. We didn't have Lara. But we thought, we're like, wow, this is the perfect place to come with kids. There's order. There's, cleanliness, limpieza. It's just a place where respect is king. So what a wonderful culture. Great. I want to be able to speak Japanese fluently. To be able to, okay? Just be careful. I've heard people mix this up with I'm capable of doing it. Que no es tan común como I'm able to do it. So cuidado que no mezcles esos dos. Let's see. K Roller Girl says, I'm trying to find a loophole in the law to get away with it. Great job. Hello, Chris, by the way. Despite the glitches are technical problems. Excellent vocabulary word. Despite the glitches, I bet Elena will be able to figure out the say what soundbite. Absolutely, to be able to. The next one, sometimes there are people who take advantage of legal loopholes. Absolutely. People or corporations, right? How much did Amazon and Apple pay in taxes last year? ¿Cuánto pagaron en impuestos Amazon y Apple? Okay, ahí lo dejo. Yeah, exactly. So I don't know if it's so much people as corporations, right? People, if you don't pay the tax office 50 euros, they'll come knocking on your door. But if Amazon doesn't pay millions, it's okay. No problem. So there might be a bit of favoritism. I don't know. You could say that there's definitely some favoritism there. All right, let's see. The next one, Chris, there has never been a better time to learn English. Excellent. There has never been, nunca ha habido. ¿Y cómo lo haríamos en pregunta? Ya sabes que me gusta jugar esto. ¿Ha habido alguna vez? How would we say that? ¿Ha habido alguna vez? Has there ever been? Has there ever been a better time to learn English? Y lo podemos contraer. There's, en vez de there has never been, sabes que el there has se puede contraer como el there is. Entonces, there's never been a better time English. Apunta esos porque causan confusión. Vamos a decir que no son las estructuras del idioma, okay? Has there ever been a better time to learn English? And as Chris Valrol has pointed out, there's never been a better time to learn English. Excellent job. Despite the glitches. Despite the glitches. All right, let's see. Elena says, I haven't been able to get over my claustrophobia yet, but I'm still working on it. Great. No he sido capaz. I haven't been able to get over, superar. Muy bien el phrasal verb. Ahí te he visto. But I'm still working on it. Excellent example, Elena. Sure, it's based on a true story. All right. And the next one, there's a loop regarding underage people coming to Spain. All right. A loophole. Un tecnicismo, right? What was the other way we said it? Un vacío legal. A loophole, or as we said, well, in English, technicality se puede decir, pero es más común y se refiere a something to say regarding our Say What soundbite. She says, well, I heard a conversation between a lass and a lad. I love it. Very, totally Irish. Es muy irlandés, la palabra lass and lad. I heard a conversation between a lass and a lad. Someone is pregnant, and he's the father in all probability. Great ear. She's like, what, Glenn? I'll still get it. Chris, you never let me down. Nunca me decepcionas. All right. And I don't want to break the news. I'll let you break the news. Okay. All right. Let's see. Elena says, I could hear something about a woman breaking news to a friend, telling him he's knocked Sylvia up and people, y otra gente, and he's the talk of the town. Wow, excellent one. The talk of the town es la comidilla. How do you say that? La comidilla del pueblo, de lo que todo se está. The talk of the town. All right, excellent job. What can I say? Wonderful, wonderful. All right, before we hit our next commercial break, let's take a look at homophones on the show with no name.
Homophones on the show with no name. If homophones rhyme, they sound the same on the show with no name. The show with no name. Homophones on the show with no name. Cause homophones time, it's homophones rhyme. They sound the same on the show with no name. Show it no.
All right, amigos. The first word is fianza. Fianza. So if somebody you know goes to jail, okay, if somebody you know goes to jail, well, then you have to give a fianza. But it's used, hey, corporation. In, how do you say it? Rescatar. Si ponemos la palabra out, alguien, no? Hey, maybe it's a loophole. So the first word, fianza, okay? Also, it is, as I said, si añadimos la palabra out, pues es, ¿cómo se dice? Rescatar. See, it's tough. A lot of people say, oh, you're lucky, you're totally bilingual. No, tengo un pifostio en dos idiomas en mi cabeza. All right, and the second word is a bundle of hay or cotton, usually, okay? A bundle of hay, cotton. You say paca, fardo, o bala. Hey, bala? Inglés. Bala. All right. So the first word again is rescate, fianza. And the second word is paca, fardo, o cuando hablamos de algodón o heno barra paja. Folks, we're going to a quick commercial break. Well, plus, we're going to hear from all our amazing students. And thanks for the feedback. So it's the audio and the video. Then there's nothing I can do. Yeah, I can't. The video that's YouTube and my internet connection, which again, when I ran the test, it's going perfectly. It's going really well. But that doesn't mean anything if it's breaking up. Again, if you want to catch the show in its entirety, you can always listen to it on the Vaughn Radio app or on the FM dial in Madrid. And you've got it in the mornings. You've got the show from 6:30 a.m. to 8:30 p.m. if you're an early bird. And then you've got it for the commute home from 6 to 8 p.m. Hey, or the podcast whenever you want. Folks, we'll be right back with much more, so stick around. Welcome back. Welcome back, folks. This is the second half. Jeez Louise. The second half of today's show with no name here on Vaughn Radio, where English is exciting, interactive, awesome. Well, we try to make it as awesome as possible. And then when you look at hosting the other shows, the awesome Rob Grams, who, by the way, last Wednesday, for you fans, he had Juanma Castaño on the show. A legend, a living legend here in the world of sports commentators. You've got so many amazing programs, and they're all unique in their own way. We all have the same thing. We teach English. We're passionate about what we do. But everybody does it in their own way, with their own style. That's and as Richard Vaughn says, yeah, the Vaughn method is nothing without the teacher. He even said, I can give my competitors all the materials. Say, here, this is the Vaughn method. Go to town. Todo tuyo. And it wouldn't be the same. Because the key is that. And that's not just here on Vaughn Radio, but that's also the teachers in our master's program. The teachers that work with the kids on Disney Vaughn English. All of them are the cream of the crop. So if you're interested in classes with Vaughn, go to grupovaughn.com. If your materials, now's the right time. We are giving them away. Que la estamos regalando. 1.60, really? 1.60 no me vale ni un café. I got to pay €2 for a coffee. So I'm just saying, if you're looking for some reading material for the summer, we'll go to Vaughn Tienda now and take advantage of these amazing offers. All right, let me give you the Say What soundbite. I'm going to give it to you a third time. Again, those of you on the live stream, do the best you can. I've done the best I can, and that's what we've got. We've got to play the cards we've been dealt. And again, I imagine because of the weather, we're having just some glitches in the video stream. Nothing I can do. Again, I apologize. And, even if I did call O2, which is my internet provider, I can't do it until after the show anyway, because this is a live show, as you guys know. Aquí no paramos. All right, so let's keep rocking and rolling, because as Freddie said, the show must go on. Here it is for the third time.
Willie's been talking
About what?
about you and Sylvia. Mrs. Olson listened in on a telephone call, and she knows that Sylvia's pregnant. And she told Willie, and Lord knows who else, that you're the father.
Me pregunta el del chiringuito si quiero hacer kitesurf o wakeboard, o si prefiero tomarme un bitter cas antes. Me acaba de decir 5 palabras en inglés. Kite, que significa cometa, surf, que es obviamente hacer surf, pero también significa oleaje. Wake, que es estela, en este caso la estela del barco. Board es tabla y bitter es amargo. Y justo antes, cuando le pregunté si hablaba inglés, me dijo,
Pero patatero.
solo nos falta cualquier lugar con This Book is the Milk y su secuela This Book is the Milk Too. Enfocar el inglés. Todo el inglés. The Remilk ahora se llama This Book y viene con audio y nueva portada. Descúbrelos ya en vaughantienda.com. That's right, amigos. That's right. All right, let's take a look at what we've got over here. We've got a bunch of people participating in our homophones challenge. We've also got German checking in from Mexico. There's another one. Speaking of a culture that I want to learn more about and a place I want to visit, Mexico, which is next week's question of the week, brought to us by K Roller Girl. And German, well, knowing I have a friend in Mexico, who knows? Maybe we'll get there in the next year or two. That would be awesome. I also have family in Mexico. My sister-in-law, my sister-in-law married a Mexican guy. A shout out to Sergio, a really awesome dude. And well, he's from DF. So I got a couple couches I could crash on. Algunos sofás donde puedo quedarme tirado. To crash. Ese es otro uso de crash over there. So what's up, German? Welcome aboard. Let's see. Elena's participating in today's homophones, and she gives us the 2 correct words, and she says they are homophones. Born to Iron Man agrees. K Roller Girl agrees. And Chris Valrol. Oh, man. This is the Pantheon English students. Does anybody care to differ? I didn't think so. Excellent job, Elena, Born to Iron Man, K Roller Girl, and Chris Valrol. All right, the first word, bail. You've probably seen the word before. Well, if you read newspapers or headlines in English, okay, the government bailed out este banco, ¿no? Que suele pasar, right? They bail them out. Also, to bail somebody out of jail is pagar la fianza para que salgan. So, en ambos casos es un verbo. También es sustantivo. How much is his bail? Okay, la fianza. So, it's fianza, pagar la fianza. Okay. Also, as I said, you can put the word out, and there's where we would say rescatar, right? The government bailed out many large banks for a change, para variar. Sí, lo usamos como vosotros también, for a change, ¿no? En plan irónico, sarcástico. All right. And the second word, maybe you know this word from an ex-Real Madrid player, a Welsh player, Gareth Bale, Gareth Paca, Gareth Fardo. So that's right. It's also una manada, pero de tortugas. Mira, me acabo de aprender otro uso de Bale yo. So yes, the first one se escribe Bail, B-A-I-L, y la segunda como Gareth Bale. Excellent job, amigos. Wonderful. All right. It's time to hear from you folks in our question of the week.
Question of the week.
All right, is everybody ready? We are going to take a trip down memory lane, and we're going to start with the guy who suggested this awesome question. Here he is, superstar Alfonso.
Hello, Alberto.
Hi.
This is Alfonso from Ruby speaking. I remember that when I was a child, my mother used to make incredible meatballs in tomato sauce.
Cuidado, esto es un error muy común. Incredible. No, porque hay una I ahí, pero te digo, es como... Y te digo, si lo digo a Alfonso, lo digo a todos, ¿eh? Take note. Everybody say it with me. Incredible. Duh, no D. Lo entiendo, porque es una I latina y dices incredible, pero es incredible. Meatballs. I knew I was going to get hungry during this section.
Back then, mothers were very traditional and did everything themselves.
Very, right? En vez de berry, frutas del bosque. Mordemos ese labio de abajo. Very.
Buying fresh ingredients from the market.
Ingredients. Esta sí que es... O sea, esa E es una... Fíjate del inglés. Vamos a decir esta palabra. Incredible ingredients. Te digo ahora mismo, son dos palabras que he oído esos sonidos. English. So say it with me. Incredible, incredible ingredients. All right, let's continue.
Nothing processed, no vegetables, stored in cold chambers.
Chambers, cámaras.
I suppose that's what gave the food a special touch compared to what we eat nowadays.
Ultra processed,
But
yeah.
my mother is turning 90 next week.
Wow. Happy birthday to your mother. She's turning 90. God bless her.
And of course, she's no longer in a condition to cook meatballs with tomato sauce.
I know.
And those kinds of ingredients don't really
Ingredients.
exist anymore either. Goodbye.
Wow. A shout out to Alfonso's mother. And I would die to have some of those meatballs. Oh, man. I don't know about you guys, but I'm already drooling on my microphone. Ya se me está saliendo la baba al micro. Okay, up next, we've got a ball of energy. It's Cristina Chicago.
Morning, Alberto. Friday, TGIF. So today's a little bit late, for me because I'm going for a walk. It's sunny. It's 40 degrees. It's not very, very hot, but it's
She's saying 40 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, no Celsius.
much better, the other weeks. So it's good. It's good. So for the question of the week today, I love it. So I guess or I don't know if you remember that my dad, when I first was from Segovia, and my mom was from England. So I spent, my summers like half and half sometimes, not always, but half, like in the village.
Segovia and England. What a great combo.
Like a little village, in Segovia, and half, in England, it was in Ilford, like Essex. So
Okay.
so half and half. So I have a lot of memories. So for the village, the little village, it was more like going to the farm, like and eat, like fresh food, like butter, like milk.
Fresh churned butter, como decimos. No sé cómo se dice churned. Fresh churned butter. To churn es churn. Aquí está. Batido. Yeah, lo usamos con mantequilla, esa palabra. Ooh, wow, that's delicious. Notice nobody's talking about processed food right now. Okay, all right. Just take note there.
Cheese, like meat, like everything was fresh, and fruits and vegetables, and going to the garden and grab, just, like carrots, whatever, was there.
Y qué bien lo dices, carrots. No sabes la cantidad de gente, incluyendo mi mujer, que dicen carrot. It's carrot. Excellent, Chris.
So it was like everything fresh. Now, if I spend, my summers in England, it was totally different. So my grandma used to have, like loads of bread, full of butter, like butter cookies, that's like that point of salt, in those cookies that I
Yum.
loved. Bacon beans, like
Beans, they're good for your heart. The more you eat it, the more you fart. So eat beans with every meal. No. And the more you fart, SOS. Okay, so beans, they're good for your heart. The more you eat them, the more you fart. The more you fart, the better you feel. So eat beans with every meal.
baked beans. And then vanilla ice cream cone that is, I never tasted this. Those are my memories. Like then in Spain, but I have a lot of like paella and
For her,
gazpacho.
paella.
By the way, that I miss a lot. Living here, for 10 years now. It's, oh my God, the food. So yes, those are my memories.
Wow, excellent job, Cristina Chicago. Dairy, muchos lactose. Well, you're talking about. In fact, I'm not a big dairy. Dairy, no es lo mismo. But my cousin Fran, and in love, those processed containers of milk that lasts forever. It's milk, and he said, it's like I'm drinking it straight from the cow. It tastes so good. So a big difference between drinking, milk that's been, ultra processed and, it's good. It's good that it lasts long. There's nothing like something lasting long, but you lose, some of what makes it tasty, yummy milk. So sure, if you use that fresh milk for ice cream, wow, it's extra creamy, extra delicious. All right, Cristina Chicago, excellent. You were supposed to choose one, but that's okay. That reminded you of your my childhood, even granizado. Hello. Oh my God. I have one sip of a limon granizado, a lemon slush, and 7-Eleven, folks. I'm talking about un limón granizado con trozos de limón. Oh my Lord. So delicious. And it instantly Alfonso and Cristina Chicago.
Lovely bunch. You're doing great. Okay, so the question of the week, what food reminds me of my childhood? For me, it must be butter cauliflower.
Oh,
I know, not the most glamorous dish, but
well, hey.
hear me out.
Now, escúchame. Muy bien. Buena expresión, K-Roller Girl. Hear me out. Cauliflower. Expecting that answer.
It actually brings back the best memories. It was kind of a big. So my mom would only make it on her day off, which was like once a month. So it wasn't just about the food, it was about the moment. It meant we actually got her around, relax, and enjoy time together. So yeah, I think that's why it stuck with me. It was.
Oh.
What about you guys? Cheerio.
Hey, it's true. She said, if I smell cauliflower, it means my mom has the day off. It means, so she associates that smell of cauliflower cooking, her mom being home all day. That is beautiful roll. You're going to fall in love with cauliflower. All right, up next, we've got Alberto.
Showing
Hello.
It's Alberto speaking. What a great memories related to food
What great memories. Sin el right?
when I was a child. Firstly, I would say one of the first things I remember when it comes to food is eating bocadillos or gallinejas,
Ooh.
which are fried lamb's intestines.
Fried intestine. So fried lamb, lo has dicho bien, and intestines. No intestines.
My parents and my sister in the
Oh,
city
wow.
center of Madrid. In the 80s, it was very common to eat them in some specific places.
I'd never heard of it. Wow.
Nowadays, sadly, the tradition is becoming less and less popular.
Okay.
Secondly, my grandmother used to cook some delicious rosquillas, which are ring
pastry. Oh, I know those. The Spanish donuts.
The smell and the flavor are still stuck in my brain and my stomach.
Absolutely.
They reminds me of my
They remind me, porque they es plural, no coge ese el remind, right? They remind me of. It reminds me.
childhood when playing with the rest of my cousins. Finally, eating bread and chocolate also.
Chocolate. Dos sílabas. Chocolate.
The school playground while wolfing family and friends.
So nice, genial. Absolutely awesome. Great job, Alberto, K-Roller Girl, Cristina Chicago, and Alfonso. And up next, you know her, you love her, your movie queen, Chris Valrol.
Hi, show window namers, Chris
Hello.
Valrol here. Off the top of my head, first thing that came to mind when I heard the question
Off the top of my head, buenísima expresión, a bote pronto,
was my grandma's mac bolognese and her potato omelette. They can transport me straight back to her kitchen. Another thing that is not food, but that takes me right back to my childhood is Sugar's candies.
right.
Yes. I have a mental snapshot of myself.
A snapshot is a picture, a mental picture, a snapshot. Shugus, oh, of course.
Cutting half with a knife.
Cuidado, no half. La L es totalmente muda, como en walk, talk, half.
To make it last longer.
Oh, good
As
idea.
if that's possible. I used to love them. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Wow, guys. Thank you so much for sharing these. Doing two things. You're making me get emotional here. Chris, my grandfather, Gustavo, he died. Father, Gustavo, he always used to bring us shugus. He would remember him. Apenas me acuerdo. Come here. Excellent question, Alfonso, by the way. All right, here from Born to Iron Man.
Hi, friends.
Hey, buddy.
This is BTI. What food reminds me of my childhood? It goes with a saying, being from Valencia, you can think about oranges. True, but what's more? We used to be farmers. We not only oranges, tomatoes, papers.
Papers, no. Papeles, no. Peppers. Tuve que pensar un segundo ahí, right? Peppers. Beautiful.
Tripping down memory lane.
Right after school, right? Pon la S con el after school. Y así no puedes meter No secuela.
At exactly 5 o'clock, getting home, my grandma would be waiting for me and my brother.
Oh.
It was a kind of quiet routine to it, comforting, predictable, and full of care. She would prepare us a sandwich, nothing fancy, just sliced with a generous sprinkle of sugar.
Ooh.
But to me, it was a and the taste was the feeling behind it, the love, the warmth, and the sense of being looked after. Even now, whenever I taste banana and sugar together, I'm right taken back to that kitchen, to those afternoons, and to her. It reminds me that food is never just food, it's memory, it's emotion, and sometimes it's the story of the families who raised us. Ciao.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Food, smells, the five senses can, people say, oh, I want to travel in time. I want to go back in time. Okay, use your five senses. How many times has it happened where you smelled a certain perfume and you're like, oh my God, that girl in high school? Or you smelt a certain food and instantly you're transported back in time. You guys are knocking it out of the park. Excellent job. I am so proud of all of you, your English, your beautiful stories that you're sharing about your family. And right now we're going to take a quick commercial break, but we still have to hear from some amazing students when we come back. Plus, you've got more challenges too. Oh yeah. Trouble, got famous birds. Stick around. Welcome back. Welcome back, folks. This is the fourth and final part of today's show with no name on Vaughn Radio. And thanks to all of you who are participating in our question of the week. Don't forget, next week we're doing it on. You have the whole weekend and then some. So no excuses. Its show is called. It's not just a show. Philosophy. No. Well, we've got a lot of stuff to cover here in today's show. In the fourth and final part of the show, we're going to hear from Anix, Jaime, Nuria, Juanlu, and Paco. Again, guys, we're breaking records here. So many people practicing their spoken English. I'm so proud. And today it's a very moving show. Conmovedor. Is that how you say it? Taking the time, the energy, and the effort that it takes. Share it with me and the rest of us. And next week, remember, another great question coming to us from K Roller Girl. Which culture fascinates you the most? Right? Which culture do you want to learn more about? As always, justify your answer. We want to know why. Do the best you can. Those you've made very clear. There are problems with the with to catch the whole show or to you. But for the time being, the show must go on. So, soundbite, I'm going to give it to you now for fourth and final time.
Willie's been talking.
About what?
About you and Sylvia. Mrs. Olson listened in on a telephone call, and she knows that Sylvia's pregnant. And she told Willie, and Lord knows who else, that you're the father.
¿Te gustaría abrir puertas a nuevas oportunidades y estar listo para cualquier desafío? Con el máster de inglés del Grupo Vaughan podrás transformar tu futuro. Este programa intensivo te ayudará a dominar el inglés profesional, perfeccionar tu comunicación y ganar la confianza que necesitas para seguir tus objetivos. Nuestros profesores Vaughan especializados te prepararán para afrontar en inglés todas las situaciones de comunicación en un entorno profesional. No dejes que el inglés sea con el máster de inglés profesional del Grupo Vaughan. O entra en grupovaughan.com.
Master's program. You've also got one-to-one classes, Disney Vaughn English. You've got Vaughntown, which is an experience. Talk about an amazing experience, a life-changing experience. And I'm not exaggerating when I say that. It is a life-changing. It won't just change your English level and make your head go click, but it'll also, make amazing friends that you'll have in life. I know it, as I said, because I know people who have worked on it. I know people who have attended it, and it is truly an amazing initiative that Richard started many, many years ago. I don't know how many years ago, but I do remember when I went in to do my interview, so fíjate, más de 20 años, and there were cutouts of newspaper articles. They were framed in un cuadro, and it says, Emprendedor americano abre un pueblo en donde solo se habla inglés en medio de España. And I'm like, oh my God, what a great idea. And that's where my respect for Richard Vaughn began. And then the rest is history. I met a guy named Fitz after that who interviewed me, and I guess I came across as a decent guy. And the rest, fast forward over years, and he Fitz, having pints with Fitz at the trivia nights, which, as I said, mark your calendars. The next one is hosted by yours truly, moi, as the French would say, and it's on June 2nd. Again, June 2nd, which, speaking of Fitz, that's his birthday too. So we're going to have to, maybe we'll do a little surprise for Fitz. Maybe I'll do a couple Ireland questions. Hey, why not? You know, Although I've got to say something, Fitz's team always. Fitz is a smart guy. And then if he surrounds himself with other smart people, well, nobody else ever gets to win. But again, it's not about winning. I never go there thinking. I go there. So check it out. It's a free event, and it's really tons of fun. All right, let's see. We've got a question of the week participating over here. Let's see who we've got next. We've got a lovely student who never misses the chance to participate. It's Anix.
Morning, this is Anix.
Hello.
My childhood tastes like natilla at Christmas,
Ooh.
but it's not the same one that we have in Spain. It's a special dessert that we have.
Dessert, right? Desert is desierto. Dessert.
Have only at Christmas.
Okay.
And I remember the whole house filled with that sweet smell, while everyone argued about the
cinnamon, not cinnamon. Un sitio de postres, cinnamon. I love cinnamon. Dessert, cinnamon.
It's pretending we weren't full enough, and even now takes me straight back to those noisy, happy Christmas days. Okay, guys, bye.
Beautiful. I love that about Anix too. Anix. You guys keep it at around a minute. Anix usually does about 45 seconds, 50 seconds, and she gets her point across perfectly. Kudos, Anix. Another wonderful participation from you. And now if I wasn't hungry before, now I'm eating this microphone, this foam, esta espuma. All right, up next, we've got Jaime.
Hi, Alberto. This is Jaime speaking.
Hello.
Well, let me tell you something before starting. For any reason, I don't know why I go by Las Lavadoras in your live show.
Oh, Las Lavadoras.
I don't know how to change that, and my son has to do with that.
Yeah, it's funny because you can tell, se nota cuando alguien puso su nombre en el instituto. Es como Crazy Man 77, ¿no?
Well, regarding to the question.
Regarding scene 2, regarding the question. So, Jaime, you're Las Lavadoras. Aha.
I remember when I was a child, I was in a little hometown called province of Jaén.
Quesada, yeah.
By the way, it's a place which I highly recommend to visit. There's a typical plate of food called flour, water, salt. It's simple and it's delicious. I haven't tried it for years, and of course, it reminds me of my childhood.
Awesome. Much for participating. I hadn't heard of that one. Do remember, though, I went to La Mancha, Spain, some friends in La Mancha, and they said, we're going to make some gazpacho. And then they made gazpacho, but it wasn't gazpacho andaluz. It was gazpacho manchego, which I'm sure many of you know. No dish. The only thing it has in common is some cultures too, about the natillas in Colombia, which are different than pudding. We call it here algo con pan más grueso. For us, vanilla pudding, natillas de vainilla. Oh man, I am literally drooling, and I didn't have breakfast, guys. Sometimes I have breakfast, and other times I don't. Today I didn't. Oh man. Next, we've got someone who always participates. You know her. You love for a good reason. It's Nuria.
Morning, Alberto.
Hello.
Namers. This is my pleasure to share with you all think of any particular reminds me of my.
Okay.
So let's go there. Life always brings me back fond memories.
Fond memories, memorias, recuerdos bonitos. Beautiful. Ese adjetivo se usa con recuerdos. Fond. Muy bien, Nuria.
For example, go to the beach or to the mountain at the weekend and spend all day long with the family. My mom would make some breaded cutlets, fried pepper.
No breaded cutlets, empanados, breaded cutlets.
Spanish.
Y no fried peppers. So breaded cutlets, fried peppers.
Omelette, some fruit, drinks, and there we go. And amigos, thank you.
To have a whale time. Abuela, my abuela, Maria Lilia. And it was so simple, but nobody to this day has made it like her. An omelet, just an omelet on a piece of bread, on a sandwich. And that was the most delicious omelet I've ever tried in my life. And you're thinking, well, it's just 2 eggs. Eat them. Yeah, but for some reason, abuela knew the right temperature of the oil, how long to leave it in there so it had consistency. Easy to make, right? Really? It's only 3 ingredients. But if you get those ingredients wrong, we've got Juan Lu in.
I have to tell you that is the smell of toasted bread.
Okay.
Reminds me when I used to go with my grandma to dip. I used to order is tomato soup, cold tomato soup. We call in Spain gazpacho.
That's right.
And it reminds me of my family lunches at the country club with my grandma, my aunt, Marisol, and all my cousins. So all those memories are always on my mind. They are always on my mind. Thank you. See you next week.
I gotta say, Juan Lu and Cristina Chicago, what a couple. Vaya pareja. Awesome job. And did you notice how many people mentioned their grandma? Like how food is directly connected to your abuela? Yeah, maybe your abuelo. Those were different times. Back then, the woman was the homemaker, the man. Sadly, everybody's working these days. Nobody's the homemaker. Nobody's home taking care of the home. Everybody's got to work, right? Sadly. And we still can't afford homes. You ever feel like we're being screwed? Maybe. Oh, wow. Amazing how many of you thought about your abuelas. Beautiful. All right. And last but not least, Paco. And Paco said that he got a new cell phone. And Paco, do you know what? That sound was still in there. Oh, my God. I don't know if it's maybe when you send it or something, but oh man, I took it out wherever I could, and I also shortened your audio because it was almost 2 minutes. So the assignment is around a minute. That's around 2 minutes. So I had to cut it because if not, as I said, if everybody does 2 minutes, we wouldn't have time to do everybody's. And for some reason, Paco, I don't know why, that sound is still there. So it's obviously not your phone. It has something to do with the way you're recording it, or I don't know. It's again, I'm not an expert in tech stuff, but let's hear from Paco.
Paco from Cádiz.
Hello, Paco.
Regarding the question of the week, Alberto, the food that reminds me of my childhood is Wonder Bread with chocolate. Sometimes I used to eat Wonder Bread with nocilla as well.
Wonder Bread is pan bimbo.
That's the reason why mouth now is watering. It's really scrumptious.
Scrumptious.
Those were the days where that stood the test of time. The moment arrived, I was really on tenterhooks because, as far as I can remember,
To be on tenterhooks, estar en ascuas.
my stomach was grumbling. At that moment, those were salad days where I'm dating myself because I'm talking about the 80s, mid 80s. That is why I'm knocking on a bit. As you know, I'm not spring chicken. When my mother banned me from eating that, I devised with an idea. I was sneaking in a way that would grab this chocolate as well. It was my craving. I was doing on the slide.
Craving, antojo. All right. Excellent job, everybody. Wonderful job. What can I say? All right. Are you ready? It's time for...
Birthdays for me. Birthdays for everyone on the show with no name. Birthdays for her. Birthdays for everyone on the show with no name.
All right, a nice round of applause for Elena and Chris Valrol figuring out today's Say What soundbite. We'll take a look at it in just a moment. All right, number one, our birthday boy, our first birthday boy, is a Dutch-American drummer. A Dutch-American drummer. His last name is synonymous with rock and roll. His brother was the guitarist of the band, and he was the drummer of the band. And the band has their last name. In fact, as I said, if you think about rock and roll, it's probably the most rock and roll last name ever. And they have so many songs. In fact, they had a period where David Lee Roth was the lead singer. Might as well jump. And also then Sammy Hagar as the lead singer, but they were always the drummer and the guitarist, respectively. All right, number two, this American actor was born today in 1926. He was a pioneer in roasting people, this kind of comedy where you insult people, but in like a friendly way. And in many movies as well. Kelly's Heroes. He was in one of my favorite movies, Casino, with Robert De Niro and Joe Pesci, directed by Martin Scorsese. And he also played the voice, or he voiced, directamente, para ir más directo al grano, he voiced Mr. Potato Head in the Toy Story franchise. And, well, a very, very talented comedian and actor, and in Las Vegas. So it's kind of interesting that he was in the movie Casino because, well, he used to hang out with the Rat Pack, with Sinatra and company. That is number two. And number three, this American actress and director began her career as a child, right, in the late 60s. She was in commercials, anuncios de televisión, and then from 1974, oh, wow, no sabía que era tan antiguo ese programa. 1974 to 1983, She played Laura Ingalls Wilder. Does that sound familiar? Wilder is one of the shows that I ever watched. It also starred Michael Landon. You might know House on the Prairie. La Casa en la Pradera. Call it Little House on the Prairie. And, well, she's still the stars. And in fact, she played Ma Ingalls, La Madre, in the production of Little House on the Prairie, the musical. This was from 2009 to 2010. And crush on her. Yeah. Again, it was one of the first shows that I ever got hooked on. So, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for your movie. El grupo se llama Van Halen. So, Eddie was the guitarist. Number 2 was Don Rickles. Don Rickles. Also, if you've seen the Toy Story, not least, Laura Ingalls, a.k.a. Melissa Gilbert. Melissa Gilbert. And that'll bring us right to our Say What soundbite. This is Melissa Gilbert playing her breakthrough role, Laura Ingalls, on Little House on the Prairie. And in this scene, she's talking about, well, somebody being pregnant. So let's take a look. She says, Willie's been talking. Willie está hablando por ahí. Willie's been talking. And then the boy says, about what? ¿Sobre qué? Sylvia. Sobre Silvia y tú. Mrs. Olson, okay, I think Mrs. Olson was the teacher, if I'm not mistaken. Mrs. Olson listened in on our telephone call. Remember this one? To eavesdrop, espiar, no escuchar a escondidas. Mrs. Olson listened in on our telephone call, and she knows that Sylvia's pregnant. Wow, vaya temas para un niño también. And she told Willie. Le dijo a Willie, and Lord knows who else, y Dios sabe quién más, that you're the father, que tú eres el padre. So here she is, our birthday girl, Melissa Gilbert, playing her classic role, Laura Ingalls.
Willie's been talking. You and she told Willie, and Lord knows who else.
Hey, folks, that applause is for you. All your effort. Don't forget to stay tuned. You've got day long here on Vaughn. You've also got some killer question of the week for next week. Learn more about around a minute, because if you go to 2 minutes, I've got to do editing, and then you're making me do extra work there. So remember the assignment, okay? Thank you so much, everybody. And we're going to say goodbye with a song, speaking of trivia night, a song that Andy Vaughn, Andrea, played. I knew it from the first riff. I'm not, que sería, I ain't talking about love. Oh, come on. Let's rock, folks. Oh.